Good morning. Today, I directly want to talk to the men, and it's a simple video. It's not to downgrade y'all or anything. But I was on my walk and I was listening to the audible version of Jason Wilson's latest book. I recommend every man to grab his latest book. Once again, the author is Jason Wilson. But anyway, as I was listening to his book, I thought about this. Men, we need y'all to read more. And when I say that, if you read, then I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the ones that thinks it's boring. Still, as a grown man, you still think it's boring to read. You still think that there's not a book out there that's going to keep your interest. I need you to start reading. It is very important for you to start reading. Stop playing with yourself. You need to start reading. We need you to gain knowledge. We need you to gain wisdom so you can apply it. This world is crashing down around us, and we need y'all to get y'all stuff together. We need you to get right, get tight. And one way doing that is by reading. This is very short. I just wanted to make a message to say that we need y'all to read. And if you are reading, I recommend you try reading things that are not your normal, oh, I like that author, so I just dedicate reading their stuff. I would recommend you to try other authors like Jason Wilson. If you don't know who he is, that's perfect. Go check him out. You know, one thing about women, and it's across the board, it's not even had nothing to do with race thing, because we want so badly to improve our lives and to improve the people that are in our family lives. We read, we go to the conferences, we go to the meetings, we have check-ins with our homegirls, we have so many things set up in the church. We have we actually put into action, regardless if it works or not. We put into action to seek how we can be better. Because women outnumber men in the United States, women on Jason Wilson's latest book, I promise you, I bet you we outnumbered them, even though he wrote that book for you. But see, we don't look at it like, oh, he wrote that book for men, so I cannot read it. Wrong. You can read that book, because when we're reading that book, not only is he speaking to us, because he was speaking, even though he's talking to you guys, men, he's also was talking to me, because all information is good information. Even if your person you're trying to directly talk to may be another gender. Don't matter, because if the information fits, then it fits. Doesn't matter that I'm a woman. And because I love you guys so much, and I want you to be the kings that God has said you are, that God has said you are the head of household, we need you to read. We need you to self-improve. We need you to get better. We need you to love yourself. We need you to stop following what the world has said you're supposed to be, and follow what God told you that he created you to be. For real, reading is fundamental. We are having children not knowing how to read and comprehend. That has to stop. In 2025, that has to stop. And we are watching you. And I know it's a lot of pressure, but guess what? You take that up with God. For real. Because it's pressure among everything. Because we can go back and forth with gender roles and all those things. It's pressure on all sides. But he chose men to be the head of household. So you have to exude. You have to, as one of Jason's books is, battle cry. You have to cry like a man. It is not good for you to hold any emotion in. Communication is key. For real. But nonetheless, this video is about that. It's about you reading. You reading. It is so important that you read. I'm not playing. Don't let us outread y'all and learn more about y'all and y'all still don't know who y'all are. You can tell me you know who you are all day. But for real, deep down inside, do you? Do you? Are you putting in the effort to get to know that person inside of you? Or are you just saying that because you don't want to be hurt again? No. Start reading. Start reading today. And then for book, here's a few book ideas. Like I said, Jason Wilson, latest book. I can't remember the title, but it's his latest book, so it ain't hard to find. That is a good book. Saint Augustine. What is it called? I know the author is Saint Augustine. So Jason Wilson's latest book and Saint Augustine book are really good for young men and older men and every man in between. Talks about manhood. I think those are really great books, and I'm reading them both. I ain't no man, but I'm reading them both because I want to understand you. I want to be able to communicate with you. I want to be able to love you correctly. So I read things that are dedicated to you so I know how to treat you better and not treat you from a more feminine side, but treat you as a person, as a human being. Next, then on the spiritual side, I would say The Basement by Tim Ross. The only reason I know that book by the title and the name, because that is his whole podcast, okay? So you can't really miss that. And then last but certainly not least is the Bible. You need to read the Bible. You need to read the Bible. You need to read the Bible, okay? Start your own men's group. You feel me? For real. Start your own men's group. Start easy. Read Proverbs. You feel me? Read Psalms. Look at a guy as David, where he poured out his heart every day. So while you sitting there not wanting to express how you feel, especially if you are married, honey, stop it. Because David, in the book of Psalms, he went through all emotions. Crying, angry, wanted vengeance. But guess what? The number one thing he did, he took it to the Lord. He took it to the Lord. That's why God sees him in such a in such a high standard. Like, he took his things, his problems, his concerns, his worries, his happiness, all of it. He took it to him. But you wouldn't know that if you don't read. Don't let nobody tell you who you are. Let God tell you who you are. For real. Real talk. Let God tell you who you are. And ask him to guide you. Because that's a man speaking to a man. He created you first. So by him creating you first, by you getting yourself together, we can get together. Then we'll come together like we're supposed to in unity. We over here doing our work. Majority of us women, we over here doing our work, baby. We try to learn about ourselves, learn about our children, learn about our husbands and brothers and stuff. Come on now. It's time for you to come on with it. Because you got to stand 10 toes down. Know that you're not going to be standing alone. I promise you. It's way more women out here that's actually rooting for you. That's actually rooting for you to be successful. And we ain't talking about money. We talking about on the inside. On the inside. We know there's greatness in you. But you got to believe it. And one way to start that is by reading. Have a good day. See you tomorrow.